Hi, today we will focus on breathing, and we will begin in a butterfly pose. So first, extend your legs and sit tall. Keep the length in your spine. Inhale and then exhale. Then bend your leg towards the other leg like this. And then from there, bring the other leg so your soles of your feet touch. This way, you will find the optimal diamond shape with your legs that is just enough in this practice. I'm sure a lot of you going to this pose will begin from here at first because you're used to it and you're already gaining the flexibility to do it like this. But for now, measure yourself and find the diamond shape like this. Because what we have already learned is that by doing less, you're actually doing more. As we stay in this position for 5 minutes, we can start deepening it if we feel like it today. Also, slowly, you can start leaning forward, closer. But do that as well, slowly. The main focus today is breathing. As soon as you find your comfortable position, we may begin those 5 minutes now. So about breathing, it is something so simple, yet so hard. We don't really pay attention to our breathing in our daily lives, so that's why it remains so superficial. We don't really take that deep breaths unless we consciously give that command to our brains and then actually do a deep breath. So now, don't think about your breathing too much. As we are in this pose, now just stay calm. Try to find the calmness first by breathing. You're taking your inhales and exhales in your own way. What feels natural? In a little bit, we will explore the lengthening of our breathing. But for now, just find the calmness. You can stay here, or you can get your feet closer to you a little bit. But again, just stay focused on this moment, because that's what breathing teaches to us. So now that you are comfortable, or maybe you're feeling that you're deepening the pose right now, if you went further, but anyway, a deep inhale and count to 4. Pause. Exhale. I guess that was going fast counting, but so we will do it again with an inhale. Count to 4, then 1 second pause, and exhale right after that tiny pause, and count to 4 again. And then try to repeat that a couple of times. You can follow me or adjust your own breathing to this. But here we will go. Inhale. Return to your breathing normally. Don't think about it. We'll do this exercise of breathing again in a little bit. But for now, prepare to exit this pose. And find your way onto the ground. Hug your legs to your chest. Massage the lower back a little bit maybe. And then begin by shifting your body, your hips to the left few inches so that you can align your spine and finally drop your knees to your right side. And we will stay here for about 3 minutes. So feel the twist and slowly start to turn your head to the opposite direction. The reason why we are focusing on breathing only after so many videos already is that it's really hard to actually focus on the breathing when you kind of get distracted by all these alignments and your physical body working towards the poses itself. So by the time we have a tiny idea of what is going on and what is in yoga or yoga in general, we will be able to actually start practicing the right breathing when we are familiar in our bodies. Even though we begin yoga by saying that the breathing is the key point and is important, and we start the first breathing practices, and yes, that's how you should do. But also, the effect of breathing, you will only understand it a little bit later. But it is one of the beginning things, yes. But you will understand breathing after you've gotten more comfortable in your body while doing yoga. That's what I think. And now, before we exit this pose, we will will take a deep breath, hold it, and then I'll give you a sign and then release it. That way, we can get the maximum benefits of this pose. So now, take a deep inhale, hold, hold, hold it, and exhale. One more time. Inhale, hold it, and exhale. And slowly return back to the center. Maybe rock your body side to side a little bit. And finally move your hips a few inches to the left and find the position on the opposite side by dropping your legs to your left. And begin turning your face to your right. You can also keep it in the center if that feels better. For example, right here, if you felt like when you turn your head to make the twist even stronger, if you would feel like you're having trouble breathing, that would be a sign that our bodies give to us that you're not ready to do the pose yet. So that's why, because of that sign, you move your face back to the center, and then later on, you will be able to turn your head. But that's why breathing is amazing, because it guides you in difficult poses especially. And let's do the breathing practice on this side as well. So take a really deep inhale and let your stomach curve outwards. So inhale, hold, and exhale. And once more, deep inhale, hold, and exhale. And return to normal breathing. Because of all these breathing practices so far and the focus on it, you might already actually feel how your brains have better circulation because they have more oxygen right now, which you might have not noticed before during the practice. Or you might. Begin to return to the center. And now, you have two options. Stay laying down if you feel like it. I'm just going to show you right now that the first option is to do a snail pose, where you just let your body hang and let your back curve and your forehead is on its way to your knees. But you just relax here and let the spine curve and breathe here. Or if you feel like you're more advanced, you're ready and ready for this pose, and this is actually a good time to see if your body is ready. So go ahead and test this one, but return to this snail pose if you have hard time breathing, for example, or your neck is not ready or something. The other alternative is the same pose, but upside down, basically. So here, you'd be something like a flow pose, and just letting your spine curve and stay here. I'm gonna do it like this. You choose your option and go with it. But this is a good sign to see how you breathe in a difficult position, but also how you just relax. And here, when the position feels hard, by breathing, you might make it easier for you. But if you feel any pain, exit this pose. You might be able to be here for 30 seconds or 1 minute or something, but then you've had enough. Then you can move to that easier pose. And that is totally fine. Yoga is all about exploring your body and exploring yourself. And also every day is different. You might not be able to do something today that you were able to do yesterday. Because as we have already explored, our lives are full of yin and yang, so the balance differs, and that's why our choices in everyday life have different type of effects, and so on. Also, in harder poses, you might notice that you're holding your breath, and that's not a good sign. And that happens in our daily lives. We might be holding our breaths, but it always helps to take a deep breath, to return the balance. One more minute here, or in that other pose, if you're already there, or stay there. Let's do the 4, 1, and 4 exercise now. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to do it on your own now. 2 times. Start coming out of the pose, slowly. If you are upside down, be gentle and let your spine come down naturally. Whatever pose you were, go lay down in Savasana for a little bit. Let your spine return to the normal position. Breathing And slowly begin to come up. Next, find your way into the swan pose. We did this the other day. Begin by first, let's begin with the left or right, you can choose. Begin by having the leg, you can have this leg close to you, but the leg in front of you, have it in a 90-degree angle. And begin here. Start making this, the leg behind you, extend. And you might be able to only extend it here, or a bit further, or all the way. But keep this 90-degree angle this time. Yeah, in the other video we were just letting our front leg be rotated like this, as long as the back leg was straight. But let's practice this pose by keeping the front leg in 90-degree angle, which is where your leg will eventually be when you're more flexible. But for now, focus on the front leg and let the back leg go where it is able to go. You will stay in this pose for a little bit, so you might notice that your leg actually goes further after a little while. But for now, begin where it still feels not so hard. And lengthen your spine. You will begin the first 3 minutes here. And allow your breathing to lengthen. And as I tell you to allow it to lengthen, I mean don't force it to lengthen. Little by little, your breathing will become longer. And by doing those practices, by counting, it will help. But also, your body might not be comfortable with extended periods of inhale and exhale yet. So listen to your body. You don't need to rush with that either. There is for sure benefits of extended breathing, but don't force it. We halfway through. Maybe try straightening that leg now. Making the stretch feel a bit deeper in here, or stronger. But just remain aware of your breathing. One more minute. After all, the main goal is to be able to stay still, even in our everyday lives. And breathing will help that. Start coming out of the pose. And switch your legs. Again, 90-degree angle. And then let the back leg do whatever it feels like doing. This side might be completely different. Regardless, let's begin. And again, do less, because you're going to do more in a little bit. By focusing on our breath, the breathing will also help us to get further in the poses and guide us through it. And also, even if we are doing really fast-paced vinyasa style of yoga, the breathing might be the thing that keeps you together. Actually, it is the thing that keeps you together. And as soon as you take more note of it and it's more natural to you, those more fast-paced practices will get a tiny bit easier. And of course, we should not forget the benefits of breathing, which is our low blood pressure, stronger heart, and less stress when we take this time to breathe and focus and stay still. Obviously, we're breathing all the time, every day, but to make it focused and the breathing to help us stay still. And doing these type of practices like yoga or meditation, it will help you even in your daily life. And after a little bit of practice, doing these practices, you actually start noticing it in your daily life. You don't even have to incorporate it in your daily life. It will naturally be part of it at some point. One more minute here, so feel free to try to go further in the pose. Right now, the stretch feels really intense, to me at least. I'm not feeling pain, so it's fine. But I'm making the intense stretch easier for myself by focusing on my breathing and breathing energy into the part of the body that I'm stretching. That's some mental work. You just need to imagine it. Doesn't make any sense when you say it, but breathe into that body part. And slowly begin to come out of the pose and find your way into a Savasana. Let's do the breathing practice of 4-1-4. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That was 2 rounds. Try to keep on doing it. Maybe for 4 rounds, maybe 10. Because you might lose your focus before 10, so practice that. During the poses, especially if you're staying in a pose for a long time in your daily practice or other yoga practice styles you do, or Try that breathing technique and see how it makes it different. And later on, you might actually notice and find yourself breathing like that in your normal daily activities. Not always, but sometimes, as it becomes more natural to you. But now, relax, let go of the breathing as well. Well, do it, but don't think about it. Don't think about your day or tomorrow. Just try to numb yourself for a little bit and feel your body sinking down to your mat. Enjoy the silence or the background music if you have something on. Right now, you are still, and you are focused too. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Turn to your right side. Support your body with your right hand, arm. Breathe here. And slowly push yourself up. Hopefully you enjoyed this practice and maybe you learned something new about breathing. Any comments or questions or more thoughts about breathing or techniques, feel free to comment. Or just continue doing your Savasana. Regardless, thank you.